All right, so get this. You wouldn't believe what's been happening in the world of AI. Like, we're talking of a major shakeup, something that people are calling the DeepSeek moment. Imagine AI as powerful as what, like, the big tech companies have, but totally free and open for anyone to use. That's what we're diving into today. We've got an article here that really digs into the emergence of this DeepSeek R1 and what it could mean.
It really is remarkable how quickly this has all unfolded. I mean, DeepSeek R1 has just blown up, seemingly overnight. It's already climbing App Store charts worldwide.
Yeah, it's like the AI equivalent of a surprise album drop. Everyone's scrambling to check it out, and the
Yeah.
hype is real. This isn't just some, knockoff AI. DeepSeek R1 is already going toe-to-toe with the heavy hitters, even rivaling OpenAI's GPT-4 in performance tests.
What makes this a true moment is that it's not just a powerful AI, it's completely free and open source. You can download and use it however you want.
Okay, so that's huge. But what does it actually mean for, regular people and businesses? Does it really live up to the hype?
Let's break it down. For developers, this is a complete game changer. They can now build advanced AI features into their apps and services without having to pay the expensive fees that companies like OpenAI charge. We're talking about a potential savings of 30 to 50 times less than what they were paying before. To put it into perspective, a startup that was spending, let's say, $10,000 a month on OpenAI could now get similar capabilities using DeepSeek's API for under $500.
Whoa, so this could really level the playing field,
Wow.
especially for smaller companies trying to compete with the big tech giants.
Absolutely. It's a massive opportunity for innovation. Imagine a small team of developers being able to integrate incredibly sophisticated AI into their product, something that was previously out of reach because of cost.
Okay. So there's clearly a lot of potential here, but what about the privacy concerns? I mean, there's got to be a catch, right?
That's a valid concern.
Wow.
If you're using DeepSeek's official app or their servers, your data is being sent to servers located in China.
So that could be a deal breaker for some people,
Yeah.
especially those who are concerned about data privacy and security.
Right. But there is an alternative. DeepSeek is designed to be run locally, which means you can download and use it without sending any data to external servers.
Oh, okay. So you have the option to keep everything on your own computer, which is reassuring. But how easy is it to actually set that up?
It's not as complicated as you might think. There are open source tools like OAMA and LM Studio that make it relatively straightforward to download and run DeepSeek locally.
So you're not forced to compromise your privacy to take advantage of this powerful technology.
Exactly. You have the flexibility to choose what works best for you.
So, with this level of disruption hitting the AI scene, how are companies like OpenAI reacting? Are they shaking in their boots yet?
Well, they're definitely taking notice. OpenAI actually made some interesting moves in response to DeepSeek's rise. They made their O3 mini model free to use. And they also introduced a new feature called Operator, which is an AI that can be used to control your computer remotely.
Interesting. So, it sounds like they're trying to make their own services more accessible and add features to stay competitive.
Yes, and that really underscores the significance of what's happening. DeepSeek's arrival is forcing the major players in the AI space to adapt and rethink their strategies.
So, it's not just about DeepSeek itself, it's about how it's shaking up the entire AI landscape.
Precisely. This is a major disruption, and it's fascinating to see how it unfolds. What are your thoughts on all of this?
I'm definitely intrigued. We've talked about what DeepSeek is and the impact it's having, but what does it all mean for the future of AI? What are the long-term implications?
That's where things get really interesting.
I knew you were going to say that.
The potential for open source AI is massive.
Hmm.
This could be a turning point where we see a shift away from AI being controlled by a handful of large corporations towards a more decentralized and collaborative ecosystem where anyone can contribute and benefit.
So instead of a walled garden controlled by a few, we could see a whole new world of possibilities opening up.
Exactly. We could see an explosion of innovation as developers from all over the world gain access to these powerful tools. Imagine a world where the best AI tools are available to everyone, not just those who can afford to pay hefty fees.
That would be incredible. But on a more personal level, what does this mean for everyday people? How could open source AI actually change our lives?
Think about it. Greater accessibility to AI means more opportunities for everyone. From personalized education to innovative healthcare solutions, the possibilities are truly vast.
So we're not just talking about some abstract tech revolution. This has the potential to change people's lives in very real and tangible ways.
Exactly. And this brings us to an important question. How might this open source revolution in AI change the world in the next few years?
It's an exciting and maybe even a little bit scary thought, isn't it?
Absolutely. It all comes back to the central question we want you to think about. What will you do with this newfound access to powerful AI tools? The future of AI is no longer solely in the hands of a select few. It's in all of our hands now.
That's definitely some food for thought. But we're not done yet. We've only just scratched the surface of this deep-seek moment. We'll be back soon with even more insights and analysis.
Picking up where we left off, let's explore this whole open source thing a bit deeper. One of the things that makes DeepSeek so unique is that it's released under what's called the MIT license. Have you heard of that?
To be honest, not really. I know it has something to do with open source, but could you break it down for me and, why it matters in this case?
Sure. The MIT license is a type of open source license that basically gives developers a ton of freedom. It means they can use, modify, and even distribute DeepSeek's code for any purpose, even commercial ones, without having to pay any licensing fees.
Wait, so you're telling me that someone could take this cutting-edge AI, build a business around it, and not owe the original creators a single dime?
That's right, and that's a huge departure from how most AI companies have operated in the past.
You're right. Usually it's the big players holding all the cards, locking up their advancements behind subscriptions and restrictive licenses.
Exactly. But DeepSeek is turning that model on its head. It's like they've opened up the vault and said, come on in, everyone. Let's innovate together.
I love that analogy. It really does feel like we're on the verge of a major shift in the way AI is developed and shared. But let's be realistic for a second. Are there any potential downsides to this open source approach?
That's a great question. And it's important to consider all sides. While the benefits of open source are clear, more access, faster development, lower costs, there are some potential drawbacks we should think about.
So what kind of things should we be watching out for?
One concern is the potential for misuse. With powerful AI readily available, there's always a risk that it could be used for unethical or potentially harmful purposes.
It's like giving everyone a powerful tool without any instructions or safety warnings.
Think about something like deepfakes, for example. Initially, that technology was seen as harmless fun, but it quickly became apparent that it could be used to create convincing fake videos, spreading misinformation and damaging reputations.
That's true. It's a reminder that powerful technology comes with responsibilities, and this open source AI movement definitely falls into that category.
For sure. And this is precisely why the conversation about responsible AI development is so important, especially now. We need to figure out how to encourage innovation while also putting safeguards in place.
It sounds like a tough balancing act.
It is. But it's a conversation we have to have. The genie is out of the bottle, so to speak. The open source AI revolution is here. And it has the potential to reshape the world. The question is, will we use this power wisely?
So DeepSeek is shaking things up right now. But where does all this fit into the grand scheme of AI? Is this just a temporary blip, or are we seeing the start of a larger trend?
That's a fascinating question. When you look back at the history of technology, there have been plenty of instances where a disruptive innovation has come along and completely changed the rules of the game.
You're talking about things like the personal computer, the internet, the smartphone, all these inventions that totally transformed our lives. Could open source AI be that next big thing?
It's definitely possible. DeepSeek might be a signal of a broader movement, a shift towards more democratic access to technology in general.
And if that's the case, what happens next?
Well, that's the million-dollar question, isn't it? Looking at how things have unfolded in the past, I think we can expect to see rapid evolution and companies scrambling to adapt. We'll probably see other companies follow in DeepSeek's footsteps, releasing their own open-source AI models. It could turn into a race to see who could offer the best tools for free.
It's like an arms race, but instead of weapons, they're competing with amazing tools that everyone can benefit from.
Exactly. And ultimately, that competition should lead to more innovation, better performance, and lower costs, which is a win for everyone.
This is such a cool time to be following all this.
It really is. We're at a turning point in how we create and use technology. And it all comes back to that question we asked earlier. What will you do with this newfound power?
It's an exciting, yet slightly daunting question. We have the potential to do amazing things, but it all depends on how we choose to use these tools. This DeepSeek moment is just the beginning, but we're not done yet. We'll be back with the final part of our deep dive, where we'll look at some of the specific possibilities and challenges that lie ahead.
Welcome back for the final part of our deep dive into this DeepSeek moment. We've covered a lot of ground, the technology, the impact, even some potential risks. But now I kind of want to shift gears and get excited about the possibilities. Like, what can this open source AI revolution actually do for us?
Yeah, it's amazing to think about, we're moving beyond just talking about AI. It's actually becoming a real tool that anyone can use.
It reminds me of when the internet went from like this abstract idea to
Yeah.
something we use every single day.
That's a great comparison. Just like the internet revolutionized communication, business, and so many other areas of life, open source AI has the potential to transform industries and empower people in ways we haven't even imagined yet. So, where are we already seeing this happening? What are some concrete examples of open source AI changing the game?
One area that's really exciting is education. Imagine a world where every student have a personalized learning experience, tailored to their individual needs and learning style.
That sounds like a dream come true for both teachers and students. No more trying to fit everyone into the same box.
Exactly. With AI, tutors could provide real-time feedback, adjust to different learning speeds, and even create custom learning materials. It could completely change the way we educate future generations.
That's amazing. What about healthcare? I know AI is making big waves there too.
Healthcare is another field that's ripe for disruption. Open source AI could really accelerate the development of new diagnostic tools, personalized treatment plans, and even drug discovery.
So we could be talking about like life-saving applications here.
Absolutely. Picture AI algorithms that can analyze medical images with incredible accuracy, detecting diseases much earlier when treatment is most effective. Or AI-powered virtual assistants that provide patients with personalized health information and support.
It sounds futuristic, but it's all happening right now.
It is. And those are just a couple of examples. The potential applications of open source AI are pretty much endless, from finance and manufacturing to transportation, and even the arts.
It's mind-blowing when you think about all the possibilities, but, we can't get carried away. We need to make sure this technology is used responsibly.
You're absolutely right. As we enter this uncharted territory, it's more important than ever to have open and honest conversations about the ethical implications of AI. We need to address things like bias, transparency,
Yeah.
and accountability to make sure that AI benefits all of humanity, not just a select few.
So it's not just about the technology itself. It's about how we, as a society, choose to shape and guide its development.
Precisely. We are actively creating the future of AI together. It's not predetermined. And that's both exciting and a huge responsibility.
Well said. As we wrap up our deep dive, I'm feeling this mix of awe and cautious optimism. This deep-seek moment is a real turning point in our relationship with technology. It's a new era where the power of AI is no longer limited to a handful of companies, but is becoming available to everyone.
And that's a profound shift. It opens up a world of possibilities, but it also demands that we move forward with wisdom and foresight.
It's up to all of us to make sure that this incredible technology is used for good, to create a future where AI empowers, uplifts, and benefits everyone. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive. Remember, the future of AI is in our hands.